Hello and welcome to Volusia Magazine. I'm Amber Patterson. It's easier to go green thanks to a special program at Volusia's libraries. Then Horticulture Today's Joe Sewers will bring us information about fertilizing our Florida-friendly landscape in this edition of his 9-part series. And later on in the show, Community Information Director Dave Byron will sit down for an in-depth discussion about beach safety with studio guest, Beach Safety Ocean Rescue Director Mark Swanson. Those segments, news, and more coming right up on Volusia Magazine. I hope you stay tuned. The Volusia County Sheriff's Office has a countywide program to help residents get rid of expired or unused medications. Sheriff Ben Johnson has designated 5 weekday drop-off sites. The drop-off sites are open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Medicine will be sealed, transported to a secure evidence storage facility, and then sent out for destruction. If you live in Volusia County and are unable to get to a drop-off location, the Sheriff's Office will send someone to your home to pick up those medicines. It's all part of Sheriff Ben Johnson's continuing effort to combat the growing abuse of prescription drugs.
Well, the importance of the program is to take unwanted narcotics out of the home. It's a well-known fact that many kids get their start with narcotics right out of their parents' medicine cabinet. And our goal is to take these unwanted medicines, and people don't have any idea what to do with them, and dispose of them in a safe manner. You know, we often have the DEA pickup day, but that's only several times a year. And this program is a daily program. Monday through Friday, you can go to one of our offices and drop off this unwanted medicine. Or you can call a deputy sheriff, and the deputy sheriff will come to your house, package it up, and take it for destruction.
Now, Volusia County residents who want to arrange for the Sheriff's Office to pick up their unwanted medicine at their home, they can call 386-822-5070. And for more information, you can visit volusia.org/sheriff. Thousands of young people are celebrating at the Ocean Center this May and June as they graduate from high school or college. 2,000 students from Daytona State College, Bethune-Cookman University, and Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University recently received their diplomas in ceremonies at Volusia County's Convention Center. Don Poor, the director of the Ocean Center, said the County Convention Center is not only the right size to fit all the graduates and their families, but the beauty and sophistication of the venue makes for an extra special event for the students.
Well, it's a great event, a number of events, but the great thing about it is whether it's 12 years of high school that they're getting this accomplishment feedback from their great achievements over the years, or whether it's 2 to 4 years in college, there again, it's a great point in their life that they can look ahead to their future. And it's just a very exciting and wholesome type of event. We just enjoy putting it on.
And the graduation ceremonies will continue in June when thousands of students from 10 high schools will hold commencement ceremonies at the Ocean Center. More than 3,800 high school students will graduate this year from Volusia and Flagler County Public Schools. For more information about the Ocean Center or for a listing of events, you can go to oceancenter.com. The sky is the limit for Daytona Beach International Airport, and the arrival and departure numbers have really taken off. Passenger traffic at Daytona Beach International Airport continues to climb. During April, 60,152 passengers arrived and departed through the county-operated airport, and that's an increase of 11% compared with April of 2013. For the 12 months ending April 30th, 614,947 passengers traveled through the airport, compared with 584,463 recorded for the prior 12 months. That's a 5% increase. Aircraft passenger loads also were strong in April, with Delta Airlines and U.S. Airways reporting a 94% available seats filled during the month.
Passenger traffic in the month of April increased 11%, which is the first double-digit increase we've had since May of 2012. So it's been 2 years. So we're very excited about the large number increase. This increase makes it 46 months out of the last 51 showing steady increases. And for an airport our size compared to other airports in the nation, we're actually against the trend. Most airports this size are seeing either decreases in traffic or maintaining steady, so we're very excited about that.
Feaster said numerous projects in and around the airport, including Daytona Rising, One Daytona, improvements at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, the Hyatt, the C.C. Brown addition to the Museum of Arts and Sciences, the proposed hotel construction along Daytona Beach, and the I-95 interchange widening are expected to have a positive effect on commercial airline service needs in the future as the airport continues to seek new or expanded air service options. For the balance of 2014, passenger traffic is projected to remain steady to increasing. For more information about scheduling and flights, you can visit flydaytonafirst.com. For more information on Volusia County's recycling program, you can visit volusia.org and select Recycling from the drop-down menu. Small actions can create big change, especially when it comes to the environment. Here and Now reporter Joanne Magley has more on going green in this week's Volusia Here and Now report.
If you're looking for ways your family can become more eco-friendly, look no further than your local regional library. Volusia County Library Services has teamed up with the county's Green Volusia program to provide information and resources to people looking to go greener.
Can I check this out, please? Oh, why, sure.
Just like checking out a book or a DVD, library patrons can now check out a sustainability backpack.
We were looking for ways to share with the public ways that they can increase their role in being green and being more reactive to the environment, better ways for them to be reduce their footprint.
Susan Howes is the regional librarian at the Ormond Beach Regional Library and said the backpacks contain materials that need to be returned, but also some resources the patrons get to keep.
Well, we've got a variety of materials, everything from an author book, so it relates to children and how they can help with being green, to cookbooks and books on spending less and living better, and a book on 47 things you can do to help your environment, quick things that people can open and do something once a day or once a week, and flashcards. So a variety of materials that they'll be able to use and quick things to learn.
One of the tools in the backpack is a kilowatt meter, which measures energy use of common items like a cell phone charger.
Some of the items people can keep include a shower timer, aerators for the faucet, which reduce the amount of water coming through the faucet, and a reusable shopping bag. Katrina Locke is Volusia County's Natural Resources Director and oversees the Green Volusia program. Locke says putting all these materials into one backpack was an ideal way to get the information out to people, especially those coming into the library looking for that information anyway.
But the idea is to help people reduce their energy use, which helps us all, and also to reduce water usage, so to reduce their impacts on natural resources. So the focus of Green Volusia is to provide education to residents on ways in which they can conserve our natural resources, so ways in which they can use our natural resources more efficiently. And so what we're doing is providing information, tips in this backpack, ways in which people can reduce their energy use, their water use in the home. And there's also additional tips as well on ways you can reduce waste, reusing items like that reusable bag, the Green Volusia reusable bag.
There's also a feedback form that patrons can fill out to let program organizers know what items they used, what they didn't use, and offer any suggestions for this green initiative. For Volusia Here and Now, I'm Joanne Magley.
I'm Volusia County Chair Jason Davis, asking for you to help us make our roads safer for motorcyclists. You can save a life by looking twice and following these safety tips. Double check traffic at intersections before you pull out. Check your blind spots before changing lanes. Stay focused on your driving. Leave at least a 4-second distance between your vehicle and the motorcycle in front of you. Remember that failing to yield right of way can result in the death of a motorcyclist.
Well, let's head outside to join Horticulture Today's Joe Sewards for a look at fertilizing your Florida-friendly landscape.
Hi, this is Joe Sewards, and this is Horticulture Today. Fertilizing appropriately is one of the principles of the Florida-friendly landscaping program. People are often asking questions, how much, how often should I fertilize my turf? It's important to follow University of Florida recommendations for how much fertilizer to apply. Fertilizing during the growing season is important as well, because that's the time when plants are taking up the nutrients that we apply. Currently, we are under water restrictions, and this time of the year, we are allowed to water twice a week. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have to water twice a week. You have to pay attention to when it did rain and when it's going to rain, and let that guide your decisions of whether or not you really need to water this week or next. If it's going to rain tomorrow, you need to be willing to go out and turn your sprinkler system off and let it rain. That's going to save you water, it's going to save money, it's going to help save our most valuable natural resource, which is water. Apply 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch of water per application. You can do that easily by calibrating your system. That just means setting out some tuna fish cans or some straight-sided soup cans. Turn your water on for about 15 minutes, collect it, and find out how much water is in there. If you collected 1/4 of an inch of water in 15 minutes, that means you're watering 1 inch an hour, and you can calibrate your system accordingly. We advocate spot weed control only, no applications of weed and feed fertilizers. Weed and feed contains herbicides that can affect landscape plants negatively. After all, these chemicals don't know the difference between a weed and a desirable plant in your landscape. So if you're not careful about how you apply them, you could be doing damage to your landscape plants. So, spot treat only. There are very few things that you can do to your lawn that are as important as mowing it properly. Keeping your mower blade sharp. Very important. Be willing to take your mower blade in and get it sharpened on a regular basis. Clean cut grass blades are less likely to be susceptible to diseases. They will also be more water conservative. Mow often. You don't want to remove more than 1/3 of the leaf blade at any given time if possible. So mow often to reduce stress on the turf and the lawnmower. Mow as high as you possibly can. Taller grass means deeper roots. Deeper roots means that the turf will be better able to forage for available nutrients and water. That will reduce the amount of water you need to apply to the turf and reduce the amount and frequency that you'll need to fertilize to keep the turf healthy. So we've covered the 4 main areas of turf care: fertilization, watering, weed control, and mowing. If you can maintain your yard in a more Florida-friendly way, that'll go a long way toward reducing your maintenance bills and also helping to protect our water resources. For Horticulture Today, I'm Joe Sewards. Feel free to call us at the University of Florida Volusia County Extension Office, or you can visit our website as well. The phone number is area code 386-822-5778, or you can go to volusia.org/extension.
Time now to head into the studio to join our very own Community Information Director Dave Byron with his guest, Beach Safety Ocean Rescue Director Mark Swanson.
Well, thanks, Amber, and hi, everyone. You know, the busy Memorial Day holiday weekend is right around the corner, and that means thousands of people will flock to the beach for fun in the sun. Volusia County's Beach Safety Ocean Rescue will be out in full force, staffing the lifeguard towers and doing everything they can to keep beachgoers safe. If you're going to the beach, there are some common sense things that you should do to keep you and your loved ones safe. Beach safety is our subject today with our studio guest, Beach Safety Ocean Rescue Director, Mark Swanson. Mark, how you doing?
Good, Dave. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Hey, the Memorial Day weekend is kind of the kickoff for three big holidays during the summer. Here in Florida, of course, you know, the beaches are already busy, but Memorial Day is kind of like the kickoff to summer, huh?
It is, yes.
As you look at the Memorial Day, what's your agency doing to get ready, Mark?
You know, we're going to staff up as we needed to for, you know, the busy weekends, and you know, all across all the beaches in Volusia County, we're going to make sure that we have the appropriate amount of lifeguards and towers, and we're going to be focusing on safety, which is our primary focus down there. And we're going to make sure that the people out there know the rules. Right. When they come on the ramp, the rules are going to be listed. They're going to be told to turn on their headlights and keep their window down and not text while they're driving. Right. And you know, to maintain in the traffic lane, follow the 10-mile speed limit, and you know, just have people watch their children while they're down there.
Mark, I know it's probably a little early to tell, but how many staff do you think you'll have, give or take?
We're hoping to staff about 70 to 80 lifeguard towers.
And of course, you know, the Memorial Day weekend sort of is the beginning of when you bring along a lot of your seasonal people. Some of the kids are still getting out of school, so I'm sure you'll have every available staff on.
We will, you know, and they're starting to show up now. You know, we really depend on those seasonal lifeguards to get us through these busy seasons, and they're starting to show up now, getting out of school, and they're excited about coming down and working on the beach, and we're excited about having them because, like I said, we need to staff these towers. But you know, we had a good recruitment process this year, and we got some new lifeguards, and they're good. They're all excited, getting ready to jump into it.
But Mark, for folks that don't understand how your agency is structured, you have a nucleus of full-time people, and then you augment that full-time force with the summer positions that you're talking about. Your full-time people, for the most part, I don't want to say unique, but one of the few agencies in which they have 3 certifications. They're triple certified.
They have their lifeguard certification. They have their EMT, which is emergency medical technician, and they also have their law enforcement. So it gives the county taxpayer the best bang for their dollar because we have people down there that are able to do 3 jobs. But coming along with that, they have, you know, things that they have to do to keep their certifications up, and we heavily rely on them all year round. But then during the summertime and during the busy times of the year, we definitely rely on those seasonal guards as well.
You know, one of the things, Mark, that we always tell the public, and it's probably the best piece of advice that you can give anyone, and that is if they're going to be in the water, swim near or in front of a lifeguard tower, and that's really the
correct. That's great. That's the best advice we can give them is, you know, if you're bringing your children down to the beach, or if you're an inexperienced swimmer, or just, you know, pick out that place that has a lifeguard present and swim in front of that lifeguard because they're going to keep you out of trouble.
And that lifeguard is available for questions, so if people have any concerns about whether there may be any jellyfish or whether there's any rip currents or any other safety concerns, those folks there have the answers.
Absolutely. They're beach ambassadors down there, and if somebody has a question, we strongly urge them to walk up to the lifeguard tower and ask that question. In addition to that, on the back of every lifeguard tower, there's some safety rules. It talks about rip currents, and it tells the temperature of the water. It actually gives the name of the lifeguard that's working that day, so it makes it a little bit more personal.
Mark, one of the things that can be a concern, depending on the weather conditions and so forth, is rip currents. They do occur on the Atlantic Ocean beaches.
They do.
First of all, for folks that may not have heard the words rip current, what exactly is that?
It's basically you have a sandbar out there, and the water gets stirred up based on the current of the water, but what our lifeguards' primary responsibility to do is to be preventative. Right. So when they see those rip currents, and they're trained how to recognize those rip currents, if they see somebody getting into that situation, they're going to blow their whistle, they're going to flag them out with their people's flag, and get them out of those situations. So, but if need be, if they need to go into the water, they'll be able to go in the water and bring them back in. But a lot of the job as a lifeguard is being preventative.
So if I'm out in the water, Mark, and I'm caught in a rip current, which I guess sort of pulls you seaward, and it can be an unnerving experience. But if you keep your wits about you, there's some very common sense things you can do, and it'll be over in a matter of seconds.
Correct. We don't want them to panic. We want them to swim parallel with the shore, and just continue to move parallel with the shore, and eventually the current will break.
On parts of Volusia County beaches, Mark, you know, we do allow beach driving. We allow people to just drive on the beach, find a place to park, hopefully,
yes.
not cruise.
Correct.
But obviously that places the cars and the public in the same space. And that's one of the big safety concerns, particularly if you have little kids.
Right, and we don't allow driving on the beach unless we can safely set up a traffic lane.
Right.
And when we have that traffic lane designated, people need to remember they need to observe the 10-mile speed limit. They need to make sure that they maintain within that traffic lane. And if you have people that are pedestrians, we want them to stay outside of that traffic lane.
Right.
And always be aware, and you know, that's the reason why we have them turning their headlights on, and we have them keeping their windows down so they can hear things around them. Right. And obviously not texting while you're driving. They're taking their eyes off the road is dangerous.
And certainly for parents, you know, I mean, they got to squeeze those little kids' hands, and they got to squeeze them really tight because the kids get excited. Mm-hmm. They tend to dart out in front of vehicles, and so really, honestly, for parents, they really need to be careful.
The parents as well as the drivers as well. You know, if you see a parent holding a child on their hand on the side of the traffic lane, you know, always be observant that could possibly happen. The kid could pull away.
And one of the things that we try to remind people, particularly those with children, is there are plenty of places on the beach where there is no driving, off-beach parking right there, and that's certainly gives you peace of mind if you have little kids.
Absolutely. If that is a concern with you about having your children in a designated area where there's traffic, then I would strongly urge them to take their child to an area where there is no traffic, and then they don't have to worry about that.
Obviously, Mark, one of the things that a lot of people get in trouble with is drinking, and alcohol on our beaches is not allowed.
It is not allowed on the beach, and we do enforce that down on the beach. Not only the alcohol, but the glass as well. So if you have somebody down there with a beer in a bottle, that's 2 violations, and we strictly enforce that.
And I know you've seen over and over again people that will violate that, and they'll have too much to drink, go in the water, and that's also a recipe for a problem.
That's a recipe for disaster. You know, if somebody isn't a good swimmer, if they're a novice swimmer as it is, and now you add alcohol on top of that, then it even makes situations worse.
You know, Mark, obviously, you know, people that don't go to the beach on a frequent basis, they may be visiting from another area and so forth. A lot of times people don't recognize the power of the sun rays in this part of Florida. And particularly if you're not used to being outside, you really have to be careful about sunburn because that can really be a problem.
Yes, make sure you apply your sunscreen and apply it often. Mm-hmm. Especially if you put it on and you go into the water or you're out on the beach, you put it on and you sweat, and a lot of that sweat's off you. So repeat it as much as you possibly can.
And when you put, let's say you're in the driving area, Mark, and you found a place to park your vehicle, what do you tell motorists when they're backing in or leaving the beach? I mean, that's also a time when people really need to be careful.
Right. You know, when you stop your vehicle for any reason before you start up again, you should actually get out. You should walk around your vehicle, make sure that there's nobody lying in between. We strictly enforce the fact of not allowing people to lie between their vehicles as well, and that's the reason why somebody can be going down the beach and think it's an open space because they don't see a car there, but not realize that somebody's there laying on their beach chair, and somebody whips into that parking space, and that's just disaster in itself.
And of course, Mark, one of the other things that we always want people to do is to be respectful of the beach. It is our environmental resource, a treasure in Volusia County. There are some things that you shouldn't do. One is to get near the dunes and get in that area, but also if you're going to set up furniture, take it with you when you leave. And if you build a sandcastle, dig a hole or whatever, cover it up at the end of the day.
Absolutely. You know, when you leave the beach, you shouldn't leave anything on the beach other than your footprints.
Right.
So if you have beach furniture, then please fold that up and take it with you when you leave. If you notice some trash on the floor or something, pick it up, throw it in a garbage can.
Right.
And, you know, the beach is a beautiful place, and we want to preserve it, and we want to keep it beautiful.
And of course, nesting turtle season is already on the way.
Started May 1st, and it goes through October 31st. So we're going to be monitoring the dunes and monitoring the nesting sections, and you know that's part of our responsibilities as law enforcement officers, lifeguards, and EMTs is to enforce that HCP as well.
Tell us how do people get more information if they go on the beach?
I'd like, you know, people can go to volusia.org, and they can go on to the beach section of the website, and it gives all the rules, it gives all the information you need. But when in doubt, if you got a call, there's a number there where they can call and ask information as well.
And if you got a smartphone, I think you got an app.
We have a beach app, and the beach app is downloadable for free. and you can download that, and at any time you can go onto that app and it will tell you the temperature of the water. We're even going to put things on there about what ramps are closed and which ones are open. During the summer months, the beaches fill up very quickly, and to keep traffic problems from becoming an issue, we will direct people to different ramps.
Well, Mark, I want to thank you for sharing the information with us. You know, certainly we want to have a fun-filled, safe Memorial Day weekend. So
one other thing I'd like to just talk about is real quickly is about the rescue bracelets that we have out there. We have, so Officer Sasha Medina, one of the officers on the beach, made a pitch to me at the end of last season. We had 134 lost children last year, and she made a pitch of a program called Rescue. It's returning everyone safely and quickly. That's the acronym for it. And we got these bracelets made up, and we're passing them out. As a matter of fact, yesterday on the beach, I passed out 30 myself. Wow. And the people are, we've gotten the information out there. People are actually coming up to us now asking for the bracelets.
And it's a little bracelet for the kids, right?
It's a bracelet for kids, and we write the child's name on there and the parent's cell phone number. So if they did get separated from their parents, we get them reunited back together more quickly.
And as you just noted, you know, this happens more times than people would realize.
Yes.
A lot of times the little kids can get disoriented on the beach.
And it's very stressful for the parents, but it's also very stressful for the law enforcement officers and the lifeguards down there, because during the time that these children are separated from their parents, it's very stressful to us trying to get them back united again. So it's been well received. We're passing out a lot of bracelets, and we'll continue to do it and you know, make sure we can get people back together quicker.
Well, again, Mark, thanks for sharing the information with us. Looking forward to Memorial Day weekend.
Thank you. We are too.
Thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Dave.
Our guest today, Mark Swanson, Director of the county's Beach Safety Ocean Rescue. And with that, Amber, we'll go back to you.
Thanks, Dave, and thank you too for watching Volusia Magazine. If you have any questions about the show, you can give us a call at any of the numbers you see listed on your screen, or you can watch the show online by going to volusia.org. Just click on the News tab at the top of the screen to find us. And you can find the County Council's meeting calendar there too. In fact, you can use volusia.org to find out about meeting dates, workshops, activities, topics of interest, and how you can become involved. And we hope you won't forget to tune in to Volusia Today. That's Volusia County Government's weekly radio broadcast. Volusia Today airs every Tuesday and Sunday mornings on the local radio stations you see on your screen. For Volusia Magazine, I'm Amber Patterson, and I hope you have a great evening.